Greetings, this is Dave, and I'm just getting ready to show you a video I'm putting together of a little modification I do to a sponge filter. I've had people ask me about it, so maybe I'll do a little video here. Kind of getting started on my channel, so yeah, the videos are going to be a little bit basic and elementary to begin with, but just bear with me. I've kind of figured out the getting good footage part, but now it's the interview process that I've got to kind of get used to. Usually not talking on camera, but anyway, I'm not really shy, but we'll go ahead and start this video. Okay, to start off with, there's many sponge filters on the market, and I actually like a few different types. What I do like is ones that are really dense, like the one that I have here. But again, I've used, Aquarium Co-op. They have a great sponge filter. I use that in one of my main tanks. But for this video, I got this Hydra Aquatics sponge filter. For their 55 gallon, but any size really you could do this with. And what I do is, initially when you get the filter, they send out these little baskets right here, and inside the basket, might be a little hard to see, but inside the basket they have these little plastic tabs in there that connect to this main air line that they run down the middle. Now that connects down to this other guy right here, and then you put your base on and it's supposed to work from there. I personally like to drop a air stone in. A lot of people do it that way. It's not uncommon, but I like to run an air stone in, and how I do that is I can take all this apart for you, get an air stone together, and this piece here is your riser tube. Eventually it comes up out of the top right here. Anyway, I have these things lined up. So what I'll do is, first I'll do is the bottom basket. What I do is I cut all those little tabs holding that center air tubing that they have, that rigid tubing. And that gives me some room that when this air stone is sitting down in here, if I get that for the camera, it'll sit down in here, and it's going to blast a column of air vertically, creating that draft that goes through your sponge filter. But what I have to do before I get to that point is take the tubing and run it down through the inside of here. See if I can get this for you on camera. And I try to run it through one of these openings down at the bottom. Okay, so then it comes down through there. Okay, then I'm going to take my air stone, put the air stone on there, pull up a little slack in this airline tubing. Then I'm going to put the other basket together and have that air stone be down in the bottom like that. Then I'm going to run this through the side. There's a little opening on 4 corners here. I'm gonna run my main line through here. So if I can get that through without a giant pain in the... Okay, so then put your riser tube over the top like that and fit that back in there like so. So basically now you have your air stone at the bottom. Pull up some slack here. Then I'm going to put my sponge filter on like so. Connect the top right here, and then just put the base on like that. There we go, and then set it up like this. There you have your riser tube coming out the top. And then you can drop it in your tank. And then what I do is I hook this up to a main tube coming off my air pump, and then I valve it. I run this off of a valve, and that way I can control this individually and run it off of a pump that's currently running 2 other ones, or even many more. I mean, some commercial systems, retail stores, and people that have a bunch of tanks are going to run one main line and then just tap into it for each individual sponge filter they use. But for practical purpose at the home, if you have 1 or 2 tanks, 3 tanks, you can valve off of your main line, provided your pump can push enough air. Generally they do. You know, you'll say you get a pump for a 50-gallon tank. You can run 2 of these off of the 50-gallon tank and be just fine. You can even run smaller ones. I mean, right now, you know, I have 1 in a 55, and it tends to do the job. But basically, in a nutshell, that's it. Okay, so there you have it. Simple hack. Basically, a lot of people know about this. They do it as well. But for those of you that are beginners, it gives you an option to modify that, and I think it gives you a little bit better disbursement of oxygen and a little bit better speed going up through the riser tube. Thanks for watching, and hope to put out some more videos soon of little ways that I can cut corners here or there for those guys that don't have a ton of tanks, maybe 1 or 2, and they want to figure out little things they can do to make things go either easier or faster. So till then, see you later.